respective wins to advance on to the bracket stage. And we are starting off. The uncle's leaving, and he's going to have any number of items that are going to be able to damage people. Sword is not guaranteed.
And there's the shovel. Fetch quest item.
It'll be interesting to see if they end up using that shovel early on, or if they end up waiting to check Flute Boy location till later. Ooh, we got that early map check. Red Crystal being at Eastern Palace.
And the other two were normal crystals, if I saw it correctly.
Yes, I believe so. What do you think Uncle's gonna have?
Like I said, I'm rude. Oh, it's... Ooh. Brian.
Ooh. Burn is an interesting choice.
Well, it's not much of a choice. Just a 5 quiver upgrade in the alley chest. Duke is gonna kill that guard before, when he walks out, gets to attack him. Just to save some hearts, but it takes some time. And because this is standard mode, we are going to rescue Princess Zelda to stop the rain from falling and opening up the world. For that, we need to head into the basement of Hyrule Castle and then through the sewers behind the mantle.
Now, because of the item that they received was an item that uses magic, they could have the potential to run out of magic. Now, if that happens, they can either Death Warp or Saving Quits, and that'll refill their magic.
And because in that first chest we saw a key, that is the only key that is in a chest, which means that we'll get items in Zelda's chest and in the escape portion. Well, unless there's the map in there.
Yeah, we still haven't found the map yet, which will be interesting to see where that is.
And Gus gets a full magic refill. That's really nice.
Especially with the Cane of Burn, which eats up magic really fast.
There's the first shield. Just 2 more to put Laser Bridge in logic.
One of my favorite things about Randomizer is that, you know, this first part, they're going to be taking the same routes because they have to, but later on, there's so much potential for them to diverge and so much potential for anyone to pull ahead at any moment, and it'll be anyone's race until the very end.
Duke very nearly left Zelda behind. He went too far left to check the chest. If now that we have Shuffle, if the runners go to Kakariko and then check the racing game, they can easily get to the dig spot and check it real quick. Which is quite convenient.
Imagine finding Vanilla Flute very early on in the game. That would be kind of funny to see, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But flute at the bottle fender is also really nice. And Gus gets 2 bomb drops, so he will not have to farm for more bombs in hopes to get back of escape entrance. And there's the powder. Which means we can do, if we get Hammer or Darkwood Access and Mirror, we can do the Batcave check.
This also means that they won't be utilizing the fake powder trick. And Duke still has not found a bomb yet, which could make things difficult for him if there's an important item in the back of escape here.
He's not even going for it right now, and he's nearly dead. If he dies, it's a huge time loss right now. There was just a sword in back escape, which is useful, as it makes routing just a tad bit nicer, and you won't need to use bombs or another weapon for Mini Moldorm Cave.
Oh, takes an early game death right at the end too. That's going to be a massive time loss, at least 3 to 4 minutes, which he can still come back from.
At least it gives him more chances to get a bomb.
1, 2 minutes.
Just a piece of heart in the sank chest, but it was not a sank heart.
Even though Duke did take that death, this is Randomizer. If this was no major glitches, I'd say it might be over for Duke, but he's still got so much time to catch up on, and it could all come down to routing at the very end.
Seems like we got a Lumberjack Cave check from Gus. And sadly, no bombs for Duke, so he'll have to come back for a sword.
Leaving him with his only weapon being the Cane of Burna, which could make things a little bit difficult for him since he just ran out of magic.
I did not catch what was on Lumberjack Cave. Do you know what it was?
I actually didn't catch it either, but I'm sure we're going to see Duke make a similar play here. So we should see that item very quickly.
There's a bottle. So we won't have to come back for Sick Kid anytime soon. Well, we'll get to him, but we won't have to come back for him. Makes for very convenient routing.
So far, the state has been very nice on the whole backtracking thing. So that means the pedestal stage is guaranteed at this point.
And Duke deciding to not check Lumberjack. It's a play we see more often now, because why would you check Lumberjack if you don't have the boots yet? And there's the flute. And another bottle.
Early flute is going to come in very handy, and it's going to be because they're going to get the flute this early, we're going to see some route divergence probably immediately, with one of them taking a more aggressive route. Even though they have the shovel and can check the flute location, one of them might check to skip a location.
And there's the Gus.
Gus missing a location an item in that location. There could have been a key item in there.
But he got the gloves, which is really useful already. I think Gus will come back to it later when after he bought his bombs and checks the rest of the locations here. And Duke will have to come back for it as well, as he doesn't even have bombs yet. And Cloth Razor, yes, Duke skipped the bombable wall in Blind Cellar. Let's see what Sick Hits holds for us today, and it's just a piece of heart.
This is a very interesting loadout that we have so far. If you're the runners, where would you head after Kakariko Village?
Right now, I'd say I will still go with standard routing and go South Shore.
I think I would too, actually.
Gus is going to blow up the bombable wall just to see that one item again. Or again, just to see that one item. And it's just a piece of heart. Gus nearly walked past the duck, but remembered on time he has the flute. Library just has a 5-arrow upgrade for us today. And Duke is gonna take the item immediately and not wait for and not check it first. It is a bit slower, but if there's a key item there, it's faster. It's basically your own preference.
Was that silver arrows in the library I saw?
No, those were just a 5-arrow upgrade.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Duke decides to flute to Link's house and not towards just to swamp entrance. That's interesting.
Yes, very interesting choice, especially since 7 on the flute will take you directly to there.
And there's the flippers. Coincidentally, inside the water.
So now the Zora, which lives in the water, can swim.
I've never actually seen that. A Zora who can't swim.
Even Zoras have to wear flippers sometimes.
There's the bow. Oh, nice. So we won't be searching for the bow right now. Which may... If the runners are comfortable doing dark rooms, we can do Eastern. And Gus is not checking out Ice Rod Cave and Hobo on Zora. He might come back for it later. Just going straight to Eastern.
which could either be a really good thing or really bad thing for him, or it could be nothing at all. We have no idea yet. Oh, but now we have our route divergence, because Duke is actually making the play for Ice Rod Cave. So this could give Duke a very important item, or it could put him further behind. Ooh, and with the bomb capacity upgrade, that's going to make things harder for him in the future, but Gus still hasn't checked that location, so all Gus knows is potentially there could be an item there. Only 50 rupees on that ledge. And the hobo gives us his last remaining 20 rupees. And it looks like Eastern Palace also is not Bola, or never mind.
There's one item left in 2 locations in Eastern. And Duke is heading up to Zora without enough money to pay off Zora. There's the Moon Pearl. Oh, nice. And he decides to fill up his bottle for free.
This will come in handy for Duke very well. Because Gus does not know where that Moon Pearl is. So we don't know when he's going to check that location. And going in to check Zora without the 500 rupees, that is a bold move. And like we were discussing earlier, this is some of that aggressive running we were talking about.
And there's the other item in Eastern.
I'd argue that the move for the Moon Pearl was a better move than making a move straight to Eastern Palace.
Yeah. As Eastern Palace is a small route, and if Duke gets to go mode it, which I doubt because he's going there right now, it would just be a small time sink from Gus, but it's still a time sink nonetheless. And we got Titans, and thus we got Dark World access. Thank you, Sahasrara.
It's a very good find for Duke.
Oh, and Gus tried to powder a anti-fairy into a fairy. He turned it into a fairy, but then didn't collect the fairy. And Duke is going to save the old man from the darkness in the cave.
Gus on his way to his first boss fight, while Duke is continually saving the old man without a sword, which is a very impressive feat. This is not an easy strat to do that he's doing right now. And he leaves the cave without the old man. He probably could have gotten it if he did have a sword with him as a light source, but remember, he has not checked the back of escape yet. Jet in chat is hoping for a pedestal seed, and I'm not gonna lie, I would love to see one. I have not seen one yet. I would love to see a pedestal seed because we actually get to see all the dungeons that way.
It seems like Duke is going to check. Oh wait, no, he's going to Dark World. Pendants, Turtle Rock, Swamp Palace, and Green Pendant on Palace of Darkness, with the last red crystal at Mire. This is an interesting seed.
Yes, I think that a pedestal seed is very likely to end up happening. An early blue mail could come in handy for Duke as well, with just that extra safety net.
While with Turtle Rock being a pendant, this being a pedestal seed is making it much lower chances, as you need cane, fire rod, ice rod, hammer, all that for just one dungeon. So that would reduce the pedestal hype for a bit. And Swamp Palace being another pedestal pendant, that would mean that mirror can't be on pedestal either. So it'd be book, boots, or a fetch quest item on pedestal, or the medallion for Misery Mire.
We could also see a forced double dip into Turtle Rock, or even having to go into Turtle Rock at all, being a pendant dungeon.
Duke is going to the digging game. Let's see how many digs it'll take. There's always between 1 and 30 digs for the digging game, and it's always completable in one try. And Gus is on his way to pick up his Moon Pearl right now. But he also doesn't have enough money for Zora. There are and it's Fire Rod.
Ooh.
A lot of digs for Fire Rod.
That is a good find early on. That makes Skull Woods completely accessible now.
Well, not for Duke yet, as he still needs Sword.
Very true. He still has. He's probably looking for a sword right now, which is probably why he hasn't gotten into a dungeon yet. Matt in chat was asking where the mitts were. I know one pair of mitts was an escape. Do you remember where the other location was?
The other was in Sahasrara's closet.
Yes, that's right.
And Gus is on his way to pick him up now.
Sword was in the back of escape. Truce. Behind the bummable wall. We see Duke making a play for Hype Cave. Maybe there's a sword in there for him.
Just 20 rupees so far, full piece of heart, 10 bomb upgrade, 3 bombs to go with it, and another 20 rupees.
It's a complete bust. Although it puts him closer to being able... It gives him more rupees, which will help him out if Zora ends up having a key item.
Duke is going to get his piece of heart or full heart right now. As Gus picked up his blue mail.
Duke taking the swordsmith on a journey all across the world.
And Gus picking up his Bombos medallion.
Gus moving straight on into his second dungeon. Let's see how this plays out for him.
And Duke did not, when it did not go in long enough for the smith to activate. But they are just money smiths this time.
Trading 10 rupees for 20. That's a good deal. Or embezzlement. Remember, kids, have an old man follow you around for a little bit and he'll give you $20.
And Chad is pointing out that Mystery Meyer needs bombos. I wonder if you can place a Samara block behind you and while opening Thieves Town, and it will block you from rolling backwards.
I haven't actually seen that attempted, so it'd be interesting to see if that would work.
Duke is really low on the Hellway, but gets the ferry.
Another thing I love about Randomizer is that even though the runners have taken different routes, they're still in about the same place, and they're kind of high-fiving each other right now where they're at, and that's a really cool thing to see. Duke is probably hoping on getting a sword in here as well. He's probably just trying to narrow down locations where a major location I can check that could potentially get me that sword. I wouldn't be surprised at all if one of his next stops actually was escape again. And since they don't have the hammer, they can't check the big key chest here.
Let's see how Gus does the scripted fight. As if you keep doing the same inputs, well, the same way, blind fight will always be the same way. And he's off to a good start.
Only taking one hit, that was a nice clean fight. So Gus is ahead by 2 crystals, but we are going to see... But Duke is in a dungeon right now, the same one that Gus just completed, so Duke isn't too far behind. It was only Eastern Palace that really gave him that leg up. I'm going to take this time while the runners are checking locations we've seen already checked to just give a quick shout out to our runners here, DukeFireBird and Gus, for even racing today. I mean, we're out here commentating and they're putting themselves out there just to play, and it's a really cool thing. So I'm going to give them a quick shout out. Just go and follow their Twitch channels if you like what you're seeing. If you want to see more of it.
And since Duke doesn't have the sword, he can't do the scripted fight. But he's opting for the smart Brian strats. Gus is going to pick up his fire rod.
Very clean burner strats from Duke as well.
Goes for 27 digs.
Very unlucky for Gus to have that many digs.
Well, the developers made it so the amount of digs are always the same. So the same could be said for Duke.
Yes, Chad is pointing out that there is still one more location in Thieves Town that they're going to have to go back for. They did not have the hammer, so they could not check the big key chest. So once they get that hammer, they'll be able to check that.
And it looks like Gus is going to check Hype Cave, which we know isn't good.
But he doesn't know that.
And it looks like Duke is going to check Pop without hammer. Or not.
Changing his mind. I'd say it was probably the right decision, because vanilla hammer is very rare to see. And he also doesn't have the lamp, so you'd have to do several dark rooms. So skipping that and coming back to that later is not a bad decision. Chat also pointing out that he also doesn't have enough money. He only has 71 rupees and needs 110 to open up the door. I would like to say that it's still anybody's game here. Gus is ahead by one dungeon, but that does not mean Duke cannot come back for this, so that Duke is fallen so far behind. We've already seen with his routing thus far that Duke has made some decisions that have gotten him some key items faster.
And there's Mirror. Mirror on the pyramid. Oh no. So now we can check K45. We can check Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb.
This puts Duke in a very good position because Gus does not have the mirror yet. That makes his movement more restricted. But since now Duke has the mirror and the flutes, it's going to put him in a very good position to be able to go almost wherever he wants. So his decision, well, he didn't have a choice to skip Pod, but because he had to skip Palace of Darkness check, that actually gave him a more important key item than just going straight into the dungeon like we saw Gus do.
And Duke is trying to farm for some cash. He just needs 14 more rupees. And there's one.
This is a very interesting play that he's very determined to go into Palace of Darkness this quickly, because he does not have the lamp, and he does not have the hammer. It's almost guaranteed that there's going to have to be a double dip into Palace of Darkness here, if it turns out that we do have a pedestal seat here. He's doing a lot of work for just a pedestal dungeon, so it'll be very interesting to see if this pays off. Gus opting to take a death warp out of Pod instead of just walking out because he does not have the mirror yet.
And you going to enter Eastern, and probably going to do Ormos Knights as well. And Gus takes a fall on the bridge, but luckily it's just an enter and leave room to get it reset again. And Gus is going to the dark room.
Gus will have to keep in mind that by going into dark rooms like this, he is sequence breaking, so any important items that he finds in here, he was not intended to find within the game's logic. But both players are skilled enough where they can sequence break, and they both have the wins to prove that they do have it in them. Duke makes it out of that dark room there. He's using an arrow to guide his way because he still has not found that sword yet that we know is in the back of Escape. Ooh, and we have boots in Palace of Darkness. That'll be a very good item to have. That'll speed up Gus's movement in the overworld. Although he still does not have that mirror that we know Duke has. Looks like we're gonna get a King's Tune check here.
And we got enough money for Zora. And Gus is going to check bunkable rocks. And Duke does not get the starting spin on the 6 enemies.
Well, that was because he doesn't have a sword yet.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. And Duke finishes Eastern Palace while Gus is right now in Skull Boots, which he can full clear. Duke is going to check Checkerboard Cave, and after that he's probably going to enter Desert Palace. Just 20 rupees in Checkerboard Cave.
Duke is probably still looking for his sword. We found one sword location, but we don't know where the other 3 are going to be. It's going to be very interesting to see what ends up panning out from what's going to work, what's not going to work.
If I saw it correctly, all items in Skullwoods are in the back of it. One on Mafia and one under the bridge.
I believe so.
And Gus misses one of his fire rod shots, but he still has one left.
Gus moving on to his 3rd boss now.
Fighter Sword Mafia is never fun. Although he has Fire Rod, he doesn't have the magic to use it, sadly.
And Mothula is a difficult boss to begin with. If Mothula gets knocked into the spikes, it negates any damage you do to him. Doing this Voss Vanilla is very difficult, but being forced to use sword spins is especially difficult. Let's see if he can make it out alive. And he does, with 1 heart remaining. Now he has 3 crystals.
Oh. So, with the big key, that means the big key chest, the big chest has an item.
It could be an important key item.
Duke is going to check Adina's cave, one of the few item locations that are oftentimes overlooked.
I find myself forgetting about this cave a lot of the time.
I once had a seed in it which had the last progression to not have Aga seed there, and it was just terrible. Since then I've made a promise to myself, after the whole North loop, after the dam, I'll go check it immediately. Just for that 1% where it actually has progression item. Duke is entering Ice Palace. That's very interesting.
There are enough items in here that he could be making the risk that he thinks there could be a sword in here for him. I know if I were in Duke's shoes, I'd be checking every location I could that had a sword in it, and if that meant going into dungeons that I knew had a lot of items, then I would do it. So I think that's his thought process on that. And if we can get him in here for an interview after the race, I would love to talk to him about that.
And there's the cane. Oh my.
That's a good weapon to find. Which means now Misery Mire is completable. They don't have the lamp, but we've already seen that they can both do dark rooms. So now they can do Misery Mire. And Gus finally turning in that sweet embezzlement money in, getting his 20 rupees for $10. I say that's a great deal.
And there's the cape. Cape in the div spot. If they had found it earlier, and lamp is in a sphere 1 spot, it might mean that they might have went to Aga.
Ooh, yeah. It'd be interesting to see happen. We're seeing a lot of different swordless strats from Duke and Ice Palace here, and it's very interesting to watch this happen. He's very low on health, but he's playing it very well.
Oh, but he takes death. How unfortunate.
Looks like I spoke a little bit too soon there, but he's not too far behind in that dungeon. And it looks like he's gonna opt to leave now that he has the Cane of Samaria. I don't blame him.
It seems like Duke is going to get his Zora item. Let's see what it was. It seems like Ghost is checking Bumper Cave, but it's just a piece of art. There's the hammer. Oh no. That means we have Swamp Palace fully. No, we need hookshot for it.
Yes, we still have not found the hookshot yet. But now that he has the hammer, he can now go and do Palace of Darkness.
And he can go a long way in Turtle Rock. If Turtle Rock requires bombos.
So far, a lot of Duke's gambles have paid off for him very well. His gamble for the pyramid got him the mirror.
And the lunchbox just has the better boomerang, the bloomerang. But with the hammer, now that Duke has the hammer, it means he has a weapon that doesn't use anything, which is really convenient.
Yes, especially since this does the equivalent damage of the tempered sword. So this essentially gives Duke that sword-like item that I bet he's been looking for this entire time.
I wonder where the other sword upgrades are.
It will definitely be interesting to see how it all pans out.
Gus is going to check Catfish right now, but he doesn't have the mirror, so he can't incorporate the Zora check with it.
Which means he will have to double dip into this area. Or more triple dip, because they already had to go to this cave right here to even get the Moon Pearl.
But that also means that if they had enough rupees to buy Zora item, buy the hammer, when they first got here, it would mean they had earlier Dark World access.
Guy's finally checking Pyramid, so he's now going to get that mirror. So now he's kind of in the same position Duke is now. He's still missing that hammer, though.
It looks like Gus is going to make a Tower of Hera play right now with that mirror. But since he doesn't have the hammer, he can't go to East Death Mountain yet. Something Duke will be able to once he goes there.
Yes, and if it turns out that East Death Mountain has an important item, that could give Duke an edge.
It looks like Duke is going to grab his boots. Duke deciding to light the room. And he'll get another key right there. And Duke is going to do the dark room and will be ending up getting his boots. And Gus takes a fall. And another fall. Gus is leaving the big chest behind for right now.
Duke only has half a heart and very little magic, but he has that magic hammer. So that should be able to get him through this dark room.
And Gus finishes up his Tower of Hera play.
Duke opting for a death warp to refill his health, which is probably a smart decision.
I wonder how long it will take for Gus to decide that he'll go to Zora to get his hammer.
I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if that might be one of the last locations he checks, because it is so out of the way. This is one of those things I was mentioning earlier about, like, aggressive plays. Duke has died a couple times, so he's made a couple of aggressive plays that have gotten him some key items that Gus has missed out on, and Gus has had to play catch up to even get.
But Duke doesn't have a sword. Then he still needs to go back for it, or get to find another one. And Cane of Samaria doesn't work on the Igors. With Gus now having all the medallions, he won't be needing to. He'll be able to just enter Turtle Rock whenever, but he'll have to go to Zora and Ice Palace first. To answer a question from chat, Kane was in Ice Palace, the first chest.
Gus is 2 dungeons ahead, but I'd say that Duke still has a very good chance of being able to pull ahead, especially since he has that hammer.
Very nice fight from Duke.
Duke now has 3 crystals, and that crystal's a crystal that Gus cannot get access to until he goes to Zora. And once again, I don't think he's going to make that play for a long time until he has to. And that could be a big turning point for Duke to pull ahead of Gus.
This wasn't his first crystal. This is his this is green pendant.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I missed that. But that does give another item location to check.
And Sahasrara has the red meal, which is probably an item Gus won't be picking up unless it's a dead seed, which is like a 0% chance almost right now.
I almost never give up hope on a pedestal seed, but I have this time, sadly. But there's always next time for a pedestal seed.
Only thing that could be on pedestal would be Book. But we won't know until someone blind pulls it then. That was a nice fight from Gus. Picking up his 5th crystal right now.
Gus does have a sizable lead, but I still have hope that Duke could pull ahead.
It's all in that hammer. But Gus has an advantage with that sword.
I'm wondering where the lamp ended up, because we still have not run across that yet. We have seen sequence breaking from our runners, but we have not seen that lamp come up. Where do you think that lamp might be hiding?
Good question. I think it might be an Ice Palace.
Ice Palace was accessible pretty much from the beginning. I would not be surprised if it was there.
That was a really clean fight from Duke on Land Molas. Gus is probably going to check K45 right now.
That's a good find, the Master Sword from Cave 45.
That means that Pedestal is pretty much dead right now. Yeah, Pedestal is dead.
I always hold out for a pedestal seed, but maybe next time.
Gus is going to check Batcave. Let's see what he gets. What will the Bat curse us with today?
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Gus's motivation right now was to find the hammer.
Silvers! Oh, wow.
Ooh, that's a really good find. That'll make that Ganon fight especially easy.
And the good thing is, if Duke doesn't check it, Gus will be having a better Mystery Mire fight. If you were in this situation right now, where would you go?
I would probably head to Ice Palace if I were Gus, because I don't think Gus has actually dipped in the Ice Palace yet. Ice Palace is my least favorite dungeon, so I would probably wait on that for a long time, but if I were Gus right now, I'd be heading to Ice Palace probably.
Yeah. Or Swamp. Wait, yeah, no, he doesn't have hammer, so not Swamp. Yeah, it must be Ice Palace or Mystery Mire right now. Or right here in Graveyard Edge.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's looking for the hammer.
Duke heading up to his Trolldorm fight. And it seems like Gus is doing the Ice Palace play right now. No. Or he is just a Lake Hylia check, probably. And Duke takes a fall. No! Gus is going to Zora.
Zora, which will net him that hammer.
This is really good for Gus.
And he'll be right next to Ice Palace too, which will mean he has easy access to the Cane of Samaria.
Depending on the key layout in Ice Palace, we might not even need the hook shot.
I'd like to take this time to give another quick shout out to our runners for racing today. They're putting themselves out there for us and for our entertainment, and so I'd just like to give them a quick thanks to them. DukeFireBird and Gus. We'll be linking their channels in chat again very shortly. But definitely go and check them out if you like what you're seeing and you're having a fun time today.
They're both doing the East Step Mountain play right now. Duke is getting a bit trolled by dead rocks. Gus is now entering the Paradox Cave. And the lower parts has nothing of use. Let's see what the 5 chests on the top part have for us today. The mushroom and some love right now. More love. And even more love. Wow, this was a love cave. Setting up for the bomb jump, it looks fine to me. And it is. Gus will still have to get his cane from Ice Palace to get into Turtle Rock, but I think he's going to do the Dark World checks right now.
We have to keep in mind that Duke has still not even found a single sword yet. Very unfortunate for him.
And Duke choosing to fall down instead of trying to do the bomb jump. Gus is going to check Hookshot Cave right now. He can only check one spot in Hookshot Cave without the hookshot, which is this bottom chest. And he can't go any further right now. I think hookshot will be in Misery Mire.
I bet it will be too. I was thinking hookshot might have been in one of these rooms right over here. But now I'm thinking that the hookshot is going to be probably in Mire. We can still see that in Ice Palace.
Duke is going to grab his 20 rupees. I think Gus will do Spike Cave right now. And Duke, it looks like Duke will be doing that too. And just a piece of heart.
Well, we get to see a little bit of a high five between our runners right there, and they're in the same place, which is always a neat thing to see. We gotta keep in mind that they made several different riding decisions, and they've been diverging, and this is the second time that they converged onto the same place. It's really kind of fun to see.
And this is a very healthy seed with Duke having 15 hearts and Gus having 17 hearts. Duke is going to check Mushroom right now. Let's see if this will be hookshot. It's a sword. Duke isn't swordless anymore.
An hour and 19 minutes in, and Duke finally gets his first sword.
Gus is checking hammer pegs right now. Something Duke hasn't checked in just yet. But it's just 20 rupees.
I wouldn't be surprised if he was looking for the Cane of Samaria right now, and he's doing everything he can to avoid dipping in the Ice Palace. Because he's looking for either the cane and trying to do Mire first, or he's looking for that hook shot.
Duke picks up his silver arrows, which doesn't really give Gus the edge anymore. It seems like Gus is going to do Swamp Palace. But what will Duke do?
My guess is a Skull Woods play based on where he's mirroring from. And it looks like, yep, he is going into Skull Woods.
Gus is hoping for Kane to be in Swamp right now. Duke is in theoretical go mode. He can get all the crystals right now. But he can't complete the game yet. Unless he hovers.
That means all we're missing is just that hook shot.
And if hookshot really is in Swamp, then we are in no mode. Where would be the trolliest location to have hookshot right now?
I'd say pedestal, but I know that it can't be on pedestal.
I think a vanilla a hookshot in Turtle Rock is really annoying right now.
Gus still could find nothing of real value in Swamp House. It is a crystal dungeon, but he is going to need that hook shot. Duke is going to have a much better time on the Mothville fight than Gus, purely because he has that magic. But then he'll be back to using those sword. Actually, he has the hammer, so he'll be able to switch to that, which does the exact same damage as the tempered sword.
Duke having some troubles hitting his hammer swings. and is really low on health right now. But
Luckily,
he
he had that blue potion that he bought earlier.
And Hookshot was on the right side of Swamp, left side of Swamp. So we are in no mode right now.
Man, Hookshot Swamp. That is something.
Duke is going to get his item from the Skullwood's big chest. But Gus, who now has Hookshot, I think he'll go Mystery Mire after this and then to Ice Palace.
I could see Misery Mire happening before Ice Palace.
And there's the book. And with Gus missing his Smyra, yeah, I can't pronounce that word. He might go check Pedestal before anything else right now.
I bet that pedestal item is going to be that last sword we haven't seen yet. Duke is in the area. He might check the back of his escape now. He has bombs, he has the mirror, he has everything he needs. Oh, nope. Looks like he's gonna skip that. We know there's a sword in the back of escape if he just went there. But he doesn't know.
And Gus finishes off his Argus fight for his blue pendant.
Really putting the Gus in Argus there.
Gus heading back into Swamp to check the big chest, hoping that King of Samaria will be there.
But we all know that it is actually an Ice Palace.
Gus is going to check the Bombo's tablet. Just 3 bombs on the Bombo's tablet. And maybe some rage slashes in there. And it looks like he's going to check Ether tablet, I think. But he can't, or is he? No, he can't do Total Rock. And Gus is going to check Hookshot Cave right now. Just 3 more item locations.
He's probably looking for that cane that he still does not know where it is yet.
But it isn't in the Hookshot Cave. I think he'll go check the Ether tablet right now. I wonder how long it will take before Duke will check Swamp Palace for his hookshot. Oh no. Ice Rod. Well, he's just a cane away, and it looks like he's going to get it right now in Ice Palace. Duke is going to enter Misery Mire, which isn't where he'll find his hookshot, but it's just another location he'll check.
Both runners are only 2 crystals away, it looks like.
And Gus grabs his cane. Probably a bit annoyed, but Gus has officially entered Go mode at 1 hour and 33 minutes in. Right now, it's Gus's game to lose.
He has to do Ice Palace and Mire. And it could come down to Ganon's Tower Big Key, or it could come down to Big Key and Misery Mire. Soon Gus will be playing the game called Where's the Big Key At? In 2 different dungeons.
Well, we'll be seeing it on Duke's side.
I wonder if we'll see a vanilla Big Key here.
It could very well be possible. If there's a small key in the chest north of here, then that means that the big key is in the vanilla location. Well, there's the big key. But Duke will probably clear Misery Mire just to try and get his hookshot. Nice bomb jump from Gus right there.
And Duke still only has 1 sword, and he's going to need a 2nd sword to defeat Ganon. So he could be looking for that as well.
Gus is probably trying to find another sword upgrade. Even though he's in go mode, he's still full clearing Ice Pass, it seems like. Or not full clearing, but just clearing a lot of it. And Gus now has enough items to go, enough keys to go to Gold Stair.
And it looks like Lamp was indeed in Ice Palace, which fixes that sequence break that they did earlier.
If I remember correctly, Lamp was in Swamp Palace.
Oh, my apologies then.
And Gus has a full inventory. All his spots on his menu are full. Which is always a nice thing to see. As Gus finishes off Gold Star, Duke enters his Vitreous fight, which is really easily with silver arrows.
Both of them having very clean and very good fights on their bosses.
Half magic.
Admire.
That's a really nice find to find.
Given the seed, having half magic earlier would have been a better thing, but having half magic is never a bad thing to see.
Gus is going to enter in his last dungeon, and then he'll be going for Ganon, towards Ganon's tower. Well, Duke is... it looks like he's going to the swamp before ice. Or he's going to check the Fat Fairy, Pyramid Fairy.
This could be where our last sword is.
That would be hype.
Or it could be something trolly like the bug net.
Nah, we already found Bugnet and Gus didn't check this right now. Oh, right now. He didn't check it because Mystery Mire is the other red pendant, crystal. And Duke is going to finish Ice Palace. He won't find his hookshot in here. He might gamble that hookshot is in Ganon's Tower. Gus is heading towards Vitreous right now.
While we're seeing areas we've already cleared, again, I'm going to give our runners another shout out there. They deserve it. They've been playing really well today. And I'm going to give another shout out. I'm going to link their channels in chat one more time again. They've been putting themselves out there today for us, for our value and our entertainment. And so, if you're liking what you're seeing, go ahead and follow the runners. I've linked their Twitch channels in the description so you can follow them.
And as Gus is going to enter his Vitreous fight, after he clears it, we have this little game on the channel where we'll guess where the big key, the Ganon's Tower big key will be at. And you can put numbers, after we started, you can put numbers in the chat, and the first person who guesses the number right will be entered in a records, in a list. But to be able to win, you'll have to either have been subscribed to either of the Speed Gaming channels 1 through 6, or donated at least 250 bits to the either one of the channels. And as Gus has finished off Vitreous, we'll start the game in just a second. So go ahead and put your numbers in the chat once you feel like it. You'll have until Gus enters Ganon's Tower to enter a number. Gus is releasing a golden bee for another blue potion. And Duke now finishes up his last crystal. Let's see if he goes to search for the hookshot or is hoping it will be in Ganon's tower. As Gus is right now going to enter Dark World.
I'm gonna lock in my answer being chest number 7. I always pick 7.
Interesting choice. If they go left side, that means it'll be in probably the skeleton room. But I usually go for 11, as that is in the randomizer room on most of the runs. But we'll go ahead and stop the guessing. You can stop putting in your numbers in the chat, as it will not work anymore. First two chests weren't the big key that we need. Let's see, Bob Torch, just a bottle. He's opting to grab that fairy in a bottle. And Duke is making the right play. He's going to do Swamp. So he will be getting his hookshot. Numbers 4 through 7 are coming up.
Well, looks like I was wrong then.
Well, let's see if anyone else, if I'll get it right. And that was number 8.
We are seeing very close to a full 100% completion, which is a very interesting thing to see at this scene.
Interesting way for Gus to do this, but instead he's going to opt for the Sumara stat block strat. Chest number 9, just a small key. Chests 10 through 13 are coming up right now. And he just skips it. I think he realizes his mistake right now. Yeah,
Yes.
He realizes his mistake. Chooses to mirror out. Interesting to know, we didn't have to dip Turtle Rock this seed.
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing. Almost always will require at least one dip in the Turtle Rock, if not 2.
Duke is very close to grabbing his hookshot right now. It's just on the other side. And I did not catch what Gus got from the randomized room, but it was not the big key.
He did get a bottle, but that was it.
And a full heart refill from a fourth quarter of a heart. And Duke is going to pick up his hook shot. Probably feeling very behind right now. He'll go straight to Ganon's tower.
It's looking like Big Key would either be vanilla or it could be on the right side of Ganon's tower. And if Duke chooses a more aggressive strategy and goes right side first, that could put them neck and neck. There's still the Ganon fight as well. There's no guarantee that either of them will die on the Ganon fight.
This is Gus's race to lose still. Let's see, locations 15 through 17 coming up. Two shield upgrades, that's nice. But it is on the right side.
A not very likely option, but it can still happen.
And chat points something out. Duke still needs another sword upgrade.
Duke is probably hoping that last sword is in Ganon's tower somewhere, seeing as there is 22 chests.
As far as we've seen right now, that is not the case, sadly. Doors closed right as he went in. That was really close. And Duke checking hookshot K for a sword. And there it is. There's the big key. That was number 19? No? Wait. Yes, that was number 19 if I recall.
Out of 22. That is very unlucky for Gus, but he still found it, and he's making his way up Ganon's tower now.
And congratulations to JTB for guessing the closest number to the real number, which was 19. If Duke decides to go right side, he'll get a lot, he'll be faster, but it seems like he doesn't, as he didn't get a small key, which he will need to get through the entire room. He does opt to grab that bottle though. And Gus is making short work of the gauntlet. He'll soon be at Aghanim 2. Gus is right now entering the Land Molars 2 fight. Let's see how he does it. Misses 3 shots on the other 2, but nails that one in the head and that one as well. A quick 2 cycle from Gus, really not bad. Coming up on the Samaria rooms. Gus, not having a lot of magic, walks around with the lamp just to light them. As Duke picks up his last bottle. That's a nice bonk I haven't seen before from Gus.
Me as well. I was about to make that same comment.
He's probably checking for another sword. Well, that would be the only thing he's gonna want right now. That and a red mill upgrade. Gets 2 fairies from that. As he enters to his Moldorm 2 fight. Only 1 item location left for him to hope to have a sword. We still have 1 sword missing. And that was Poke, leaving Moldorm angered, but he gets it done. And Duke finds out he'll have to go to right side. Nope. Not the sword. Where do you think the sword would have been?
I think one of the only last places it can be at this point is Turtle Rock. Because Turtle Rock has so many item locations to check. My guess is probably Laser Bridge.
It looks like Duke is going for the tile room gamble. Nice job dodging those tiles for now. But of course, as I say it, after that he'll get hit. As Gus finishes off his Aghanim 2 fight, he'll be going towards his Ganon fight and the end. It was just a small key for Duke in the tile room.
Gus is sitting in a very good position. He doesn't have that red meal like Duke does, but he does have at least 1 blue potion and a fairy in a ball that he got.
He'll have to do Master Sword spin strat right now though, which is really annoying.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it is 22 or 24 sword slashes.
And there's the last sword. That is really lucky for Duke. In his 22nd chest, he got his last sword. That's really useful. Going into the Ganon fight, Duke and Gus will be in the same gear, except for the meal. And Gus takes death. He will have a fairy though. Gets the nice Ganon spot to do those slashes, spins. All it could take is an unfortunate death or a fall on Gus's side. But Gus just now entered phase 3 of Ganon. I wonder how Gus feels about this right now. If he feels behind.
That'll be interesting to see if we can get him in here for an interview, if he felt behind at this point. Oh, and he misses getting the torch glitch there. But he has half magic, so he'll be fine.
Getting a double in there, really nice. He's just one arrow away from victory. And there it is. He's done. Wait. There he is.
There he is.
He finished off the pig.
Let's get some GGs going in chat. And Gus finishes with an official time of 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 30 seconds. I'm gonna see if we can't get him in here for a quick interview.
Despite the early differences and routing differences, divergences, this became not quite a close race even.
Duke is now at his Moldorm fight. And we are now joined by Gus.
Hi guys. GG.
In that race.
Thanks.
So how you feeling?
Well, I feel pretty good and pretty terrible, to be honest.
What do you feel bad about?
Well, pretty much everything. Like, for one thing, the seed was absolutely horrible, and I played like complete and utter shit, so...
Okay.
I was like, I don't know, I felt like distracted like the whole race, especially like I did some really dumb mistakes at the beginning, like I forgot to buy like bombs when I stepped into well, and I like forgot about the shovel and Sahasrara, and I almost forgot about activating the flute as well, so but I didn't feel good from the start. So.
Ah, gotcha. But I'm sure this win feels nice. Now you're going to be 4-2, right?
Yeah, I was actually pretty certain I would lose this, but well, yeah. I'm happy I didn't.
That hookshot location, though.
Yeah, and there were like the lamp and the book. Not that they were really required or anything, but it was, yeah. Swamp was the play.
And a question from chat: you went searching for a tempered sword right at the end while climbing the tower, and it was just in the chest after the big key.
Which chest after the big key?
It was the top left one from the room where it was.
I never opened it.
No, you didn't.
Oh, wow.
And Mushroom also had another sword, which I think you got, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I got it, but I completely forgot about the mushroom, so...
How did you feel once you found the cane in Ice Palace?
I was a little bit worried because, well, like the last two items I was looking for was pretty much the cane and the hookshot, so I was afraid that if DukeFireBird would have gone there before me, it would have been pretty much GG. But on the other hand, if he had gone like Ice Palace and not gone into Swamp, he might have just like gambled and tried to find the hookshot in Ganos Tower, which I think would have been possible. Because you could bonk over that little gap in Mr. Meyer, so. And the hookshot was only required for Ganon GT, I think.
Yeah, you got Hammer before Duke did, but Duke got Mirror before you did. And Duke got his cane before you did, but he went swordless, like up until after Ice Palace.
Oh, well, he didn't pick up the first sword, even, fighter?
He didn't get the bombs in Escape.
Oh, wow, that's really bad.
He got the Mushroom Sword and the Sword in Ganon's Tower, like the two opposite of yours.
Well, that must be pretty horrible.
And GG Duke,
GG
how
to
did you feel?
With an official time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 35 seconds. I'm going to see if we can also get him in here for a quick interview.
I dislike this seed so much.
Welcome, welcome.
Oh, hello.
That hookshot location, it really was annoying.
I had very choice words when I located it.
We were worried you were going to go to Ganon's Tower in the hopes of finding it there before going to Swamp.
That thought crossed my mind, and I'm like, no, because because I can rule out how many chests is it you can roll? You can roll out like what, 4 chests out of Swamp out of the 10. So it's a good gamble.
And also, the hammer on Zora, King Zora. If you both had enough money to get it when you first went there on your first trip, you would have had Dark World access before, like 5 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
So how do you feel knowing that you had to go through over half the game without even finding a sword?
That was going to be my question. How many swords were located? Was there a third one located? All of them were located. Where the heck were the other 2?
Cave 45 and in the back of Escape.
That's right. We didn't have bombs.
And we watched you walk past it like 2 more times, and you checked King's Tomb, and we were like, oh, he's going to check it, and then you missed it again.
Yeah, it completely slipped my mind. Then again, I was playing on tilt ever since 6 minutes in. That first death just tilted me the entire way.
Right at the end of escape, even. Couldn't have been worse timed.
Well, do you guys have any other questions or comments?
Actually, where was the lamp? That's another good question. Is that in the back of Escape also?
That was in Swamp Palace.
Oh, continuing in the back. Interesting.
As did Book. Book was also in back of Swamp.
Okay. Yeah, fun fact, that was the first time I'd done Mire Dark, so... Ugh, still a pain. Well, GG, Gus. Win your next one, get into the bracket.
Yeah, I'll try. GG to you too. Maybe you will make it be one of these 4 frees to get in.
Nah, I highly doubt it. If it's based on resistances, I'm not going to make it in. Like, pretty much almost, or I pretty much have an inkling about that. That doesn't mean I won't try my best on the next run, so...
Well, GG to both of you guys, and thank you for both for coming on. Do you guys have anything else before we close out?
Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks Speed Gaming for putting the show on. Thanks to Commentary and Tracker.
And thank you guys for racing for us today.
Yeah, thanks for commentating, guys.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you guys are still hungry for more Randomizer, we actually have more races going on right now. We have one that started at 5 p.m., so it's only half an hour in on Speed Gaming 3, and back on this channel, we're gonna have another race starting at 7. We actually got a few races starting at 7. So if you're feeling hungry for some Randomizer tonight, we've got options.
Well, we thank you for watching, and let's just, if you want to watch more more Link to the Past randomizer runs races, we advise you to check out Speed Gaming 1 through 6 and a Link to the Past ALTTP randomizer 1 through 4, and let's have a great time. Let's thank our tracker Yoinker's wife, and thank you and the runners for doing this. Have a great day, rest of the night, whatever it is for you.
Thank you guys so much for watching.